What's up, book nerds? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, my surroundings have changed, and that's because I'm back at college for my spring semester junior year. I don't know how I've gotten to this point. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess, or when you're just locked up in your house or apartment due to COVID and have online lectures that you don't pay attention to for years. So today's video is going to be a little different. It's going to be about a book I got from a thrift store, a sermon I heard in church, and then how I can apply the interlinking themes to my own life. I just saw Haley's comment you waved. So the book I'm going to be talking about is called God's Guest List by Debbie Macomber, and she's actually normally a fiction romance novelist, but she did write this nonfiction book right before Christmas, right after my finals got done. I went with my best friend here at college on basically a date, an all-day date, and she really wanted to go to a coffee shop and read a book. Lo and behold, I did not have a book. I always have a book. I always bring one with me. I have a big purse, like a mom purse, just so I can fit a book in it. Like, I'm not gonna have this little clutch purse. No, because that doesn't fit a book, and books are essential for reasons like such. So we ended up going to St. Vincent's de Paul, I think that's how you say it, St. Vincent's thrift store, and I got this book. And I started reading it in the coffee shop with my friend. It talks about a story of a girl getting shown around heaven by an angel, and there's a room, basically like the room of requirement. That's what I was thinking if you've ever seen Harry Potter or read the books. But it was all gifts, just stacked infinitely to the ceiling, or infinitely like to the other side of the room, I don't know. And the girl was like asking the angel, what are all these gifts? And he replied that these were the unopened gifts of God that he had sent to earth to people in the form of human beings that they decided not to open, and so they got sent back to heaven and remain here forever unopened. I was like, man, this is so true. Like, there are so many people in the world. Some of these people could just be part of God's plan and journey for your life, and because we're so caught up in our own plan and our own lives, we miss it. We miss this clear sign and these clear people who are meant to be in your life due to God sending them there. And so the author was like, oh my gosh, who in my life right now is a gift from God, and who have I missed? And now that I'm aware, I need to be open to meeting new people and new experiences and just receive them, because they could be a gift from God. And then also, in like the flip side of things, how can I be a gift from God to people? So the whole book is basically different stories that the author has gone through, and she made a list. I think it was 31 people, and she had written in the people that she knew were already her gifts from God, and then left the rest blank. And this book is the stories of how she filled that list. And honestly, the list is infinite. She just put 31 slots, but so many people can be gifts from God. Then a few weeks ago, I went to church with my mom. It was about how there are so many people, followers of Christ, and how we are called as brothers and sisters of Christ to love each other with like familial love. Everybody knows, and I think we can all agree with, if we're Christians, the Bible calls us to love people, and that's like the biggest job, like be the light, love people. This sermon was just talking about how there are so many people. Try to find your people and try to pour out and grow with them in the word and love them as you would your brothers and sisters and mom and dad, if you have a close family like that. And it was just talking about how people are like gifts, and relationships are gifts, and how we can come together and be God's purpose, which is really our purpose in my opinion. And it was just like jaw dropping. I was like, if this isn't God talking to me, I don't know what is. After reading that book and then hearing that sermon, I was like, how can I apply this to my life? Because I already wanted to after that book, but then the sermon happens and I'm like, okay, God, I hear you, I'm going to listen, you know what I mean? So kind of for my New Year's resolution, and I know it's late, it's February, but that's okay, because I also want to apply this to the rest of my life. I really want to be a gift and then receive my gifts, so they're not getting shipped back to heaven. Get out of my comfort zone and like go and look for people who are godly, who will be my gift, who can I be a gift to, that sort of thing. Also, I am in college. I am in straight party culture, hookup culture, all the things, which honestly a lot of the times makes me feel like a fish out of water. I do like to party every once in a while, but I definitely say I'm more of a stay-in kind of girl. Morally, being a Christian and just being me in general, a lot of things that I see and hear people my age doing, I just don't really agree with. But it's not my job to judge whatsoever. That's not what I'm trying to say here. It's only my job to be the light and love. Just in general, college is crazy, and I meet so many people. Before judging them or putting them aside, being open, like this could be someone God has sent to me to further his kingdom, and how can I be that person to other people. The sermon also kind of talked about how there are so many people in the world, there are so many followers of Christ, and you cannot love everyone as you would a brother and sister. Relationships take effort and time, and so you're not going to be doing it with a ton of people, but you can do it with a few, to be open to those few and aware that they are God's gifts, and in return be gifts to other people. And they don't necessarily even have to be godly when I meet them. That's like not what I'm saying. It is also our job as followers of Christ to make disciples, and I'm all about that. I also think it's so interesting for people of other religious backgrounds and just other backgrounds in general to hear their story, and I'm not trying to push anything on anyone. I think being a light and loving people in general is how you show them God, and hopefully how they will then build a relationship themselves with God, if that makes sense. So yeah, my gifts could be non-Christians, and I totally think that's okay. And I think that's just religion and God in general. I don't think it's about the religion. I think it's about the relationship, and everybody's relationship with God is going to be different, whether you have one or not. And I think that's totally okay too. I've never really talked about religion on my channel before, but it is a big part of my life. I talk to God every day, so I thought I would share this because it was really good for me to hear this past month, and hopefully I can implement it into this year and my life in general, and just seek out my godly gifts and be a godly gift to other people, because I'm here for one reason, and that's God's reason. So that's all I can really do and hope for, I guess. That's what I think, at least. Thank you so much for watching. Next week I'm going to do like a Valentine's Day month, I call it Love Month video, because it's my favorite time of the year. So stay tuned, that's coming soon. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day, week, month, year, etc. Have a great life all around. Okay, I'm done now. I'm gonna go eat sushi. Bye.
My eyes are rolling.